erosion that is caused by running water. And by running water, we have the varieties of soil erosions. And the first one is sheet erosion, then gully erosion, then rill erosion, and stream bank erosion. Then we have the shore erosion, and next one is wind erosion caused by the wind. Let's study in detail about all the main types of erosion caused by the running water. Sheet erosion. Now when there is a heavy rainfall in a particular area, and that area, if it does not have the good vegetation or there is no vegetation cover, the rainwater, instead of sinking, stimulates the erosive power and washes the top soil down the slope. Because on the slope, if there are no vegetations or the trees, the water, instead of sinking in the soil, it starts flowing powerfully onto the top soil, and because of that, most of the soil erodes and carried from the top to the bottom. In this type of erosion, the large areas of fine soils have been removed, which is very harmful, as it is very vast plain on the top of the mountain or the slope of the mountain without having any cover of forest or the trees. It takes the large area, and that large areas occupied by the top layer of soil removed very fastest, and that is very harmful for that soil, and the soil become infertile, and it is a slow process of eating away the soil. And like that, every year whenever there is a rainfall, the top layer of the soil is washed away, and later on it causes to have a very dangerous effect, and the soil become infertile. This is called as sheet erosion. Next one, gully erosion. Gully erosion also takes place on the steep slopes of the hill. When there is a heavy downpour of rain, the soil is removed by water flowing along the definite paths down the slope in a channel, and it is called the gully erosion. Gully erosion is also called by the name or also work like a sheet erosion. Sheet erosion covers the vast area, but on the other hand, gully erosion covers the definite paths. In the sense, on the slope of the mountainous areas, there are some definite paths are formed like that, and water starts flowing through the definite paths continuously, forming a channel or stream like, and through that stream like or channel, the water takes the soil towards downside, and this becomes wider and deeper, forming the ravines and finally leading down to the bedrock. This started flowing through these streams or through these paths. The paths becomes wider and deeper. Finally the soil or the water reaches to the bedrock, and most of the fertile soil is washed away with this type of erosion. So it is very dangerous. Now, a region where there is a large number of deep gullies or ravines are available, these are called as badlands. Badlands not good for cultivations, and the Chambal Valley in Madhya Pradesh is the example of this one, and this one is agriculturally unfit because of the excessive gully erosion happen over in this area. So it is also called by the name badland area. So this is the slight difference between the sheet erosion and gully erosion. Just try to understand the concept, how the water flows through the areas and causes to have the different types of erosions. Let's study the next one. Next is the rill erosion. Now in this type of erosion, the finger like rills begin to appear on the landscape. Over a period of time, the fine rills increases in number and becomes deeper and wider. This reduces the area under cultivation as well as yield of crops. In this area, it is generally wider than the gully erosions, and there are rills formed over on that landscape, and these rills, which are like a finger shape, starts increasing in number because of the flow of the water, and finally as the number of the rills increased in that areas, it becomes fertile and not good enough for cultivation. Next one is stream bank erosion. Stream bank erosion, actually we can see this type of erosion takes place near the banks of the streams or river, and these are getting eroded every year by the continuous flowing of water, especially during the flood. The erosion takes place a serious form, and gradually the bed of the river widens. For example, if the river flows in certain directions, whenever there is a flooded area, the banks of the river are cut. And every year, whenever there is a flooded situations, the banks of the rivers are cut. And as they are cut widely, there is a wide erosion takes place on the banks of the river, and river banks are widened. But the cultivated areas by the bank of the river or stream is washed away, and this is also called as a type of erosion, and this is stream bank erosion. So these are the important types of erosion especially caused by the running water: sheet, gully, rill, and stream bank erosion. Next one, that is shore erosion. Now shore erosion, as the name suggests, it causes or it just happens nearby the coastal areas. So the coastal rocks get eroded by the tidal waves which continuously dash against the coastal rocks, and it is very common in the eastern coast where the cyclonic storms and the floods are very common. If you just happen to go nearby the coast of the seas, there you can find out there are some rocks. Now these rocks are always or in a constant contact with the waves. Now these waves are always dashing to these rocks, and these rocks are just trying to get the hit by the waves, and later on they break into the pieces, and slowly as the time passes, they continuously breaks up into the pieces and just roll away or carried away by the water somewhere. So where there are cyclonic effects, there we can find out shore erosion, especially in the eastern part of India. We can see such type of erosion. That is also a very gradual process. So these are some of the important types of erosion takes place due to the water. Let's try to take a look at the next one. Study about the wind erosion. So as it is caused by the wind, and wind is one of the most powerful agent of erosion, and that is mostly in desert and semi-desert areas where there is a little or no vegetation is available. Now here the wind blows away the fine particles of sand and deposit in other areas, and thus turn both the areas unproductive. For example, the wind carries sand from the Rajasthan deserts and cover the fertile Gangetic plains. This desertification takes place over there. In short, just try to understand here. This is a deserted area and this is plain area. Now when the deserted area which does not have the good amount of vegetation and the wind blows over from desert, it carries the small sand pieces and deposit over the plain areas. As this process goes on 24/7, year after another, we can see the plain area started covering with the sandy particles. So this area also become what? Deserted areas, and this is mostly caused by the wind. So it is called as wind erosions and makes the area infertile. Next one, there are some other factors responsible for having the soil erosions, and these are, let's take a look at here. First, the nature of rainfall. Now rainfall, when it occurs, it is not same everywhere. Sometimes it is a slow, sometimes it is a steady rain, and it is not that much dangerous. But when it is a very heavy and downpour, it's a rapid rainfall, then it will be very dangerous. So heavy rainfall for a few hours may cause a very serious problem to the soil erosion, because it has a plenty of water, and plenty of water carries the plenty of top layer of soil. But in that same time of hour, if you have the rainfall which is distributed over a period of several days, it's not that much harmful. For example, in one day 100 centimeter of rainfall causes a lots of damage to the soil, and if that same 100 centimeter of rainfall, if it pours in 1 week or 2 weeks, it is not that much dangerous. So nature of rainfall is also very important in the soil erosion. Nature of soil, in the sense, some soil is a sandy, which is very porous, and here with a good water absorbing capacity are least subject to erosion. Means the soil which is a sticky, that capacity of soil is holding water is more, that soil is very least for erosion. But soil which is impervious, very loose one, incapable of absorbing water, just like the deserted soil, it gradually eroded by the water. So no soil is entirely safe from erosion. This means what? The rate of erosion will be slow or fast into the soil, but there is no soil in the world that is safe from the erosion. Erosion will definitely take place in all types of soil, doesn't matter it is a sticky or loose one, but the rate of erosion will be slow or fast. And the next important factor is human factors. Now in the human factors we can see human, directly or indirectly or knowingly or unknowingly, they are also responsible in the soil erosions. And these are, in parts, people practice unscientific methods of cultivation and do not take proper precautions for the conservation of soil. Whenever we are doing some unscientific methods for the cultivations, knowingly and unknowingly, we are responsible for soil erosions. Okay, somewhere we do have the deforestations, means the cutting of forest in a large quantity for the industrial development, for the habitation of human. And somewhere we have the overgrazing, and that also causes to have lose the soil. And as the soil loses, definitely there we can see the soil erosion by wind, by water. So by practicing some other methods which we can help to conserve the forest or the soil, that is counter cultivation we can have, crop rotations we can do, terrace farmings we can do, and the problems of the soil erosions may be solved. So humans are also responsible for having the soil erosions. We can just try to identify some more factors by which humans are responsible for the soil erosions. So these are some of the factors or the types of soils erosions we have learned through, that are being caused by the river, by the wind, by the shore, or by some other agents of the soil erosions. So in the next part we will be discussing about what are the types of soil conservation, and that are very important in order to maintain the fertility of the soil. We shall study in the next part.